إن الحمد لله نحمده تعالى ونشكره ونستعين به ونسترشده ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا وقائدنا ومرشدنا وحجتنا وشفيعنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فإن أصدق الحديث كلام الله، وخير الهدي هدي محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله وطاعته، وأحثكم على التمسك بهدي قرآنه وسنة نبيه. فقد قال الله جل من قائل: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق الله العظيم. My dear sisters, brothers, respected Police Chief of London, Diversity Officer with the Police London Services Board, I want to take us back to the summer of 2010 when a young pathologist was charged for aiding in terrorist activities, and the case is still before the courts. That time, the entire community was called upon to explain and to distance itself from that individual, even though the case was under investigation. And as I said, it continues to be before the courts. And last week, as if in a deja vu, two individuals, possibly 3 or 4, have been linked to the terrorist hostage taking in Algeria. And 2 of them, possibly 3 or 4, and the investigation continues, were determined to be from London, Ontario. And inasmuch as terrorism hurts all of us, and we get very concerned that violence has become a global phenomenon, inasmuch as we were so disturbed that the 2 individuals were from our peaceful, beautiful city, we were equally hurt as members of the Muslim community that we again were called upon to explain. These individuals happen to be Muslim, and they happen to be from London, Ontario. So you are hereby called upon as leadership and as members of the Muslim community to explain. And the thing that really disturbed me the most is that calls this time of associating the radicalization of these two young individuals was that they got radicalized at the Islamic Center and the London Muslim Mosque, or perhaps other institutions, Islamic institutions in London. And we now are called upon to answer how come they were spotted here and there. So there must be a link between what they did and what is being practiced and taught at our places of worship. Not that we have anything to hide. And if we are required to help in finding answers, we will do that. And that is why our police chief is among us today. He has a very important function to attend, but he told me this is more important. We can work together, but to be isolated as the ones who need, again, I repeat, to explain, I don't accept that. Neither do the rest of the leadership of the London Muslim community. There were talks about, now a cliche, that is not healthy to use, but it has been used in the last few days. Homegrown terrorism, with the implication that terrorism is being grown and nourished at home. And where's home? That was attributed to these individuals. It's London, Ontario. And their identity, religious identity, and when we say homegrown terrorism, we know what is being referred to. And it is not my answer that I would like to use, but I would like to refer everyone to the studies that were performed by intelligence agencies in Canada, the US, and in Britain. And it was determined that terrorism inspiration is no further than a click away on the internet. So now to say that they were from London, Ontario is immaterial. We are living in a world where inspiration to commit whatever we like to commit is now online, on the internet. And to bring the focus of people who need to work together to find a solution to something that is not going to help is counterproductive. Not that, again, we were upset because we were guilty by association according to some media outlets. Anger does not help. We're not angry, but we're concerned. Because if you shift your focus from where you need to search for an answer to somewhere where you will never get an answer, you will be delaying the proper response to global terrorism. It was determined by those studies that religion has the minutest contribution to global terrorism. And if we want to use statistics, statistics show that annually less than 15% of global terrorist attacks, less than 15% are committed by people of the Islamic faith. Which means 85% of those acts are not committed by people who happen to be Muslims. Now, Muslims or no Muslims, what difference does it make to a person who wants to commit a criminal act? There are people of all walks of life, ethnic backgrounds, religious backgrounds. But it is not religion that we always have to focus on, and only when it comes to Islam. To mention irresponsibly, while everybody was searching and digging for answers, to suggest that the prayer rooms at the London high schools are hotbeds for terrorism, and that Western MSA is the hotbed of terrorism and violence and radicalization, is very irresponsible. Because to search for terrorism on prayer mats is going to feed more into the narrative that the West is indeed at war with Muslims. And where will this lead us? If everybody starts to believe that a ghost does really exist, that the West is at war with Muslims, where will this lead members of this community? When I received phone calls from young individuals who expressed concern that we are Canadians, we don't know any other country but Canada. We were born and we grew up and we continue to grow and we love our country, yet we are guilty by reference and association. This is not right. This is not right. And it has been determined not by me, not by Muslim religious leaders, but by the same research done by intelligence agencies in Canada, USA, and in Britain. It was determined that when it comes to people of the Islamic faith doing terrorist attacks, that the motive is revenge for the occupation of countries like Iraq and Afghanistan and other countries, and the killing of people in those countries. This is the motive. They are upset, and because of their vulnerability, because of them being easy catches by those who want to revenge on a global platform, they can catch those people from all over the world. It is not their religion that is moving them. Actually, their religion is saying, come back to me. Don't go far. Don't believe those people. But yet, we are finding voices that are suggesting it is their religion. Their religion that says, he who kills one individual only, it will be equal to killing the entire humanity. This is Islam. This is in chapter 5 of the Quran. Killing one individual, but people who are turning to the internet and watching television and seeing the unrest that we are living in this generation, and seeing that it is mostly taking place in majority Muslim countries, they conclude that it is the nature of Islam. I've seen comments by people who do not know, who are saying that Islam is barbaric. Islam doesn't fit in the 21st century. Muslims should be deported from Canada. And it's because of irresponsible statements before one will reach to the bottom of an investigation. And here I would like to give to the media a message, an Islamic message, an Islamic advice, right from the Quran, from chapter 49, verse number 6, where it says, after A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, I seek refuge in God from the accursed Satan, in the name of God, the All-Merciful.